IMSA fans? I'm Marshall Pruitt.
I'm Bozi Tatarevic. I'm a race mechanic here at Vasser Sullivan Racing, working on the Lexus RCF GT3.
And we're going to do something we're going to keep doing this year with Bozi and some more of our amazing mechanic friends in the paddock. We're going to try and teach about the cool stuff that happens in the WeatherTech SportsCar Championship. So at a 100-minute race at Long Beach or a short race, we don't worry about brake life and longevity. 24 hours though, Bozi, we're going to have to do some changing of materials. So why don't you tell us what you have, and then we're actually going to look at with one of your teammates what it's like, because you're going to have to do a mid-race, 4-corner brake change.
So there's a lot that goes on into an endurance race, and what we have here is a practice set for a brake change. So one of the things that we practice in the lead up to the Rolex 24 is changing brakes mid-race during a pit stop. So what you see here is basically some fresh brake pads. We have a wrench to remove some of the bolts and a compressor tool to push the pistons back. And in addition to that, there's usually a fresh rotor that sits, with the mechanic that's making the change. So the reason that we want to change brakes is because the drivers put the car through a lot during a 24-hour race. And as the race goes on, the brake pads wear down, the rotor sees wear, and they don't necessarily wear out, but the more brake pad that a driver has available, the more brake they can apply more easily and the more dependable and predictable the car is. So whenever there's an opportunity to make a brake change, we do so. So what we're gonna do here today is I'm gonna have Nate, who's my front tire changer and one of the mechanics that changes brakes. He's gonna do a little demo of how we change brakes here, and we'll talk through it and see what happens. So we have Nate here. What he's doing is loosening up the brakes. He's gonna pull off some of our covers here, and then he'll pull the rotor and pull the pads. So unlike your road car, we have pads that kind of install from inside, and on our car, the caliper actually stays stationary, which allows all the other pieces to come off like you see here with the rotor. So once all of that is off the car, we have to compress the pistons inside of the brake caliper, because as the driver comes in for a pit stop,
got some big muscles doing that too.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. You have to have a lot of strength, not only for all of this stuff with compressing the brake caliper, but all of the other parts and pieces, because these rotors are pretty massive just because of the thermal efficiency needed to stop a GT3 car. Once all of that is put on, it gets reassembled in the same process as we took it off.
And look at how fast that is. And this isn't something that just happens by chance. This is something you, your Lexus team, all the other teams as well, work on this, practice this, strategize this, because hey, if you can do that a few seconds faster, that's a lot of space on the racetrack you've just gained.
Absolutely, and over time, with our crew being together for so many years here at Vasser Sullivan Racing, we've been able to improve the time on these stops. And the thing with these types of changes is you typically want to do them during a slow period in the race. So you'll see teams looking out to see if there's a yellow flag or a red flag or something similar that comes out, because you want to maximize your time on track. So at any point basically after that kind of halfway mark of the race, you'll see teams getting these trays out and preparing brakes, and some teams just swap rotors and pads like we do, and other teams swap the full caliper. So Nate here did us a good favor by showing us a demo of what he does during the race.
And this guy gets all the attention because we love him, but we got the next Bozis in training here.
Nate Modderman and our car chief, Travis Morgan, are the ones that you'll see on the front when we have brake changes, and I'm kind of just helping them out, running around, bringing them stuff and carrying tires while we do that.
Make sure you follow along with us on IMSA's official YouTube channel, and follow IMSA Racing on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X. We're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff with some pretty cool people with some pretty cool race cars. Visit IMSA.com to hear the action called live, and download the official IMSA app to follow the timing and scoring information as the sessions take place.